Hi everyone, I'm Jim and welcome to the review of Outcast, the 8th studio album by the band Kreator, or Kreator, depending on where you're from. Today we're celebrating the 25th anniversary of the record, so I've decided to spend the entire day re-listening to it to see if it still holds up. The 90s were always an experimental phase for all of the thrash metal bands. Metallica, Megadeth, Testament, they've all experimented in the 90s. I think Kreator was the best band when it comes to the 90s, with Testament. I am not going to reveal right now which Kreator album is my favorite. It's not this one. So I first heard Kreator when I was a little boy, I think back in 2000, 2001. My sister had their records on cassette tapes: Extreme Aggression, Coma of Souls, Renewal, Cause for Conflict, and Outcast and Endoyama. All of this stuff was at the house, I would listen to it a lot. Anyways, I've been a big fan of the band since then. I've even saw them live in UK back in 2014 on their tour with Arch Enemy. It was a good time. Outcast is the first album where we have a new guitarist, Tommy, from the band Coroner. He's going to appear only on this album and the next one. The original drummer Ventor is back. All of the Kreator albums have him on drums except the Cause for Conflict album. But the mastermind behind the Kreator music is certainly Millie, the vocalist and the main guitarist. He wrote 11 out of 13 songs here by himself, so I would call this band his child. As I said before, the 90s were an experimental phase for the thrash metal bands. Here Kreator, besides mixing thrash metal with industrial metal and groove metal, they add some elements of gothic metal and even nu metal, I would say. I'm an expert when it comes to the nu metal genre, and I can hear some of the influences from Korn on this record. I'm going to talk about it in the details later on. Without further ado, let's begin the review. The production is tight, everything sounds nice and heavy. The album has that desolate, post-apocalyptic vibe going on. The message is diverse, there are some songs about mental illnesses, society, environmental hazards, stuff like that. I urge you to explore these themes by yourself. Everyone is going to find something they agree on when it comes to the lyrics here. The structure of the songs is pretty basic, nothing out of the ordinary or technical. Now let's rate individual songs. The album's opener, Leave This World Behind, it's a total banger, has an amazing music video that reminds me of Heart-Shaped Box by Nirvana. The music here is very dark, it's not fast, it's slower, it has a room to breathe. The vocals are on point, the singing, the screaming, I love it all. The riffs are amazing, it sounds like the beginning of a storm. It's a great song, I recommend it, 11 out of 10, legendary stuff. The next track is Phobia. It's the most recognizable song from this record. I heard them play it live. It's a song similar to Fear of the Dark by Iron Maiden when it comes to the lyrical content. The music is great, it has that cool sinister vibe that this album is going for, 10 out of 10. Forever has that thrashy riffs here and there, but it's still slower than your typical thrash song. It's really good, I enjoy it. Nothing special, but I don't have to skip it, 8 out of 10. I can say the same thing about Black Sunrise. I enjoy the riffs here, the bass, the drums, everything is on point. I especially love how on this album you can hear the bassist play, and he even has his own individual lines, which is very cool to hear. This is what reminds me actually of nu metal, when bassist is appreciated and he doesn't drown in the mix. This song is great. 8 out of 10. Non-Conformist. This song loses that sinister vibe of the previous tracks and it brings us more of a happier vibe, I would say, punky kinda. Still, it's a good song, but it seems out of place for me, but I do enjoy it. 7 out of 10, nice experiment. Enemy Unseen returns to that angry dark vibe. I really like the chorus here, it has those nu metal riffs in the background that I really enjoy. What can I say? Great song, 8 out of 10. Outcast has that doomy vibe going on, it's very slow, with amazing chorus and riffs. The atmosphere is overwhelming, I really enjoy it. 9 out of 10, stronger than before. Another legendary song here, trashy riffs, amazing melodies that remind me of the band Death. The chorus, everything, the changes, the time signatures, everything is perfect here. I replay this song a lot, check it out if you haven't heard it. 11 out of 10. Ruin of Life has some of that trashy feeling going on here and there. It also incorporates some gothic elements. I really enjoy this song. It's heavy, it's interesting, I never skip it. 8 out of 10. Whatever It May Take has kinda that non-conformist vibe going on here and there, but it's a lot darker. I really enjoy the, I could call it breakdown, at the end and before the end. It sounds very nu metalish, they use those guitar harmonics, I really enjoy it. The song is really good, it's interesting, it surprises you. 8 out of 10. Alive Again is another heavy and dark song. It's similar to Enemy Unseen. I really enjoyed the lyrics here, they speak to me. 8 out of 10. Against the Rest is another song that I consider the weakest on the record. It has more of that punk vibes going on. I don't mind it, but it drags down the album a bit. If it was me, I would remove Non-Conformist and Against the Rest from the album to make it even better. Besides that, I have nothing against this song. 7 out of 10. And the final song, A Better Tomorrow. I consider this the best song on the album. The instrumental is so atmospheric and full of emotions, anger, but also hope for a better tomorrow. This is an amazing song, I've replayed it a lot when I was younger. It always reminds me of childhood. It's a legendary song. The vocals, the lyrics, the riffs, the bass. I love that the bassist has its own time to shine in the middle of the track. It's amazing. 11 out of 10. So going back to the full release, the consistency is stable. There are no weak songs here, not even on average track. Everything is good or above good. The flow is fitting, you're not going to skip anything, it flows really well. Replayability, hell yeah, it's a great album, I enjoy it from beginning to the end. Every song has its own identity and you're not going to mistake it for another track, which is really good, especially when Kreator later on became this kind of band that makes very similar tracks. It kinda sounds like a heavier Iron Maiden, and I appreciate this album a lot because it has an identity, it has a face. That face might be of an Outcast, but I still prefer Outcast than something that is done over and over again, and that's how I felt about the last 3 or 4 Kreator albums. They weren't bad, but they just lacked identity and variety. I wish they had more of it in this century, but sadly, the variety was only in the 90s. So, check out this album, spin it because of the anniversary, you're not going to regret it. If you're a big thrash metal fan and you're like, fuck all of these experimental albums from the 90s, it's time to grow up, man. Check it out, you actually might enjoy something here. Just listen to it with an open mind. You might find something that you're going to love. That's all from me, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!